What happens when the polar vortex collides with an atmospheric river? Well, you don't just get a snowstorm, you get a system that affects more than 260 million people across the US and Canada, stretching from the Mexican border to the Atlantic coast. This is the science of how a single storm just froze half of North America. To understand it, we have to look way up to the plumbing of the atmosphere, if you will. So normally the polar vortex is a tight circular fence of wind holding the coldest air at the pole. But this winter, the Arctic was much warmer than average. That weakened the vortex, allowing lobes of cold polar air to spill south, way south. At the same time, a powerful storm developed in the Pacific Ocean and tracked towards California, tapping into a massive atmospheric river, a literal fire hose of tropical moisture. When that warm, moist air hit the heavy frozen air already in place, it was shoved upwards, the lift needed for storm clouds. And that massive temperature contrast did the rest, providing the energy for a high output snow machine. The National Weather Service wrote ahead of the storm, the Pineapple Express meets the Siberian Express. The scale is hard to wrap your head around. In the west, parts of New Mexico were buried under about 40 centimeters of snow. Then, as the storm tracked across the deep south, surface temperatures hovered near the freezing mark. Snow turned to ice, with accumulations topping 1.5 centimeters, snapping power lines and leaving over 1 million people without electricity. In southeast Arkansas, the storm dropped an incredible 18 centimeters of snow, so heavy roofs caved in. Farther north, that cold air was deeper and the system unleashed the heaviest of the snow. A massive swath of 30 to 60 centimeters buried everything from Oklahoma to Maine. In Toronto, the storm brought an historic single-day snowfall total of 46 centimeters, with storm totals topping 56 centimeters. That pushes January 2026 snowfall to 88.2 centimeters for the city of Toronto, making it the snowiest January and the snowiest single month since records began in 1937. For context, that's more snow than Whistler has gotten in the past 2 weeks. For Atlantic Canada, this storm arrives at the end of a very long chain of events. But as the precipitation winds down, the real danger is just beginning. The polar air is now locked in place with record low temperatures all the way down to the Mexican border. If you have ice or snow on the ground right now, it's likely staying put well into February. And for the hundreds of thousands of people without power in the southern US, this is a life-threatening situation with homes and infrastructure not built to handle this cold. So for the foreseeable future, much of North America is locked into a pattern that's one for the record books in both scale and persistence.